Hi, everybody. This is Eating for Meaning. I'm your host, Millie Lytle, or Dr. Millie. I'm a naturopath and I'm a certified nutritionist. And we are exploring all the sun signs and how to eat for each different sun sign, whether it's your sun sign. Also, do check out your ascending or your rising sign as well as your moon sign, because that can also affect your health and how your body functions in relationship to food. As we're ascending, as we're becoming more spiritually aware, it's also very important to be in touch with our body, and our body are our temple. Your body is your temple, and so it's very important to not be perfect, but to be aware of what you're putting in your mouth. If we look at the food that's on the shelves of the grocery store, then if we think of it from a sinister perspective, which I can't help but do so because I do see the food that we're forced to eat if we select mainstream food as a form of population control. Because the food that we're eating is making us sick. It's giving us diabetes. It's giving us allergies. It's giving us high blood pressure. It's giving us food cravings. It's not by accident that so many Americans, so many North Americans, and even Western Europeans, Northern and Western Europeans, and now extending into Africa and the countries of the world that accept aid food, it's no wonder that we're suffering more and more from the Western chronic illness, which are related to obesity, related to cholesterol and cholesterol, blood sugar more than cholesterol, to be honest, stress, migraine headaches, pressure, tension, depression, anxiety, cravings. And so the food that we're eating, if you think about it, is the biochemistry that you're putting into your body every day, 3 to 6 times a day. Or if you're not eating good food, then it's the biochemistry that you're not putting into your body those opportunities during the day. And this is affecting your health every single moment you're alive. And it's creating at the root level, at the root cause, how resistant you are to cold and flus, how much energy you have, how well you feel during the day, what your mood fluctuations are like, what your cravings are like, whether or not you have to self medicate with coffee, alcohol, take prescription medications or over the counter medications, whether you're in the medical system, how much you have to be included as part of the medical system, which is the sick care system that so much of us are facing. If you pay attention to your food, then you remove yourself from that common denominator for which so many people are being systemically controlled by the food that we're given, the food that's available to us by convenience, by first glance, because all the food in the grocery store shelves contains, if not hidden, but if you read the ingredients, you know it's there, but soy, corn, genetically modified foods, sugar beet or genetically modified canola oil, and genetically modified foods are altering genes, okay? Because the genes of the food itself is altered, and it can also alter our own genes, not to mention our cells on a more short-term level. It's a very concentrated amount of pesticides that you're getting. And what do pesticides do? They kill insects. And so if these are strong enough to kill insects, then imagine what they're doing to the cells of your body, not to mention pesticide levels are not controlled. They spray whenever they want. They put fungicides on seeds as much as they like. There's really very little FDA regulation, and there's very little understanding of how much chemical exposure we're getting. Chemicals are war, okay? It is warfare. It is a form of population control. I believe this very strongly. In order to become enlightened, in order to become in touch and in control of our own health and in our own evolution, then we really do need to take ourselves off the grid in a lot of the perspective, take ourselves off of prepackaged foods. And that's all the convenience foods that you might be used to eating. Now, am I saying that you can't eat any foods that you like ever again? I'm not saying that. However, I am saying that we need to develop a new palate, and this happens gradually. It is possible. We just have to expose ourselves to better quality food so that once you do that, once you start exposing yourself to better quality of food, increase your fruits and vegetable consumption, then you're no longer as vulnerable to illnesses, as well as to cravings, as well as to the control that this cheap, manufactured, overly processed, undernutritious, caloric food gives us. Okay, I am available for consultations. I am going to offer a very special price. My consultation fees as a naturopathic doctor are pretty high. They're $550 for the initial. They're $400 for follow-ups. I do have some packages, but I am going to offer a very special rate to my YouTube followers. This is a new channel for me. I really want to get myself in front of you, and I really want to help you as much as possible. I'm absolutely committed to helping people ascend from a nutritional perspective, as well as, mind, body, soul. This is all related to our health. And so I do mind, body, soul readings. Those are oracle card readings. I do them weekly here on YouTube. I just started, but this is something I'm going to continue. I can do a mind, body, oracle reading for you alone for the price of $50. And that's about a 20-minute reading. And we pick cards associated with what your question is. And that's in whatever way you're thinking about your relationships or your life or your health or your job, because it's all holistic. Okay. And I'm trying to help people improve their health in all of these ways, as we're all trying to, on a mission to ascend and trying to be the best possible versions of ourselves. The world, there's been no better time to do this work for yourself, because the world needs good energy, positive energy. It needs us uniting. It needs us sending positive energy to the powers that be, to the negative forces, to the dark side. We all need to unite. We're here for a reason. We're here for a mission. And this is part of my mission, is to help you accomplish that. So mind, body, soul oracle readings are $50, and you can go onto my website at milliesays.com and book that. And this is only for my YouTube subscribers, okay? And you can also go on to my eatingformeaning.com page and book these. I am also doing horoscope readings, so medical astrology readings for you as an individual. We'll look at your sun, your moon, and your ascending, and we'll go over your main concerns, and I'll help you work out which foods you should be eating. This, again, is a very special deal. This is going to be $50, and you can book that right away. And I'm not sure how long these are going to last, but definitely I'm going to offer these for a little while as I build my channel. If you know anybody who's interested in taking advantage of one of these readings, please do have them come onto my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share. I really appreciate it, guys. I really want to reach as many people as possible. I think that this movement is really growing. We need to be physically fit. It's not enough just to be spiritually fit. And I do not mean, you need to go to the gym. I'm not saying don't do that, but that's not really where we get fitness and health. We get fitness and health from tuning into ourselves and learning how all the inner workings of our mind and our soul and our spirit, as well as our physical, are affecting our physical being. We need to be strong physically. We need to be, warriors and activists. We need to have energy. We need to have a clear mind. We need to have a clear channeled heart. We need to know what our mission is and to know our purpose. And in order to be doing this, we need to be as healthy as possible. So I'm here to help you accomplish your vision. I help you accomplish your nutrition goals and your health goals, so that you can be the best activist, the best mission agent that you possibly can be. So if you think you're a twin flame, or if you're a twin flame, or if you're a blue ray, or if you're a star seed, or if you're a mission pioneer, or if you're a soul star, wherever you feel like you are, if you know which galactic family you've come from, intergalactic family you've come from, then I'm definitely here to help you. And if you are confused as to what is happening to you, if you're confused or scared by what you're seeing or what you're feeling, or how people are responding to you in terms of your spiritual gifts, please do not be dismayed. This is part of your awakening. This is part of your gift. This is part of your soul's purpose. We are all going through this. You are not alone. And so if you feel alone, then please do reach out to me and connect, because it's really important that we unite and that we are aware of what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the light in this video. I don't know why it's changing so much, but I'm just going to take that as a lot of energy is coming through right now. And so stay tuned for your, thanks so much again for liking, subscribing. If you'd like to take advantage of one of my special offer readings, either for a mind, body, soul oracle reading, or which I'm also doing for Integral Fitness, their conscious dinner, their conscious family dinners coming up in December in New York. So I am offering them, I'm going to be offering them for free for that dinner, for the price of admission of the dinner. I'm not sure if they're still taking bookings or not for that, but so it is something that I'm going to be doing publicly as well. I do this within my practice, but I'm just offering these by themselves for $50. Or if you'd like the astrology portion, if you'd like to know what to eat for your sun sign, rising, and moon sign, then before we book that appointment or before we have that appointment, I'll have to know that information about you. And I'll have to know what your chief complaint is in terms of your nutrition. And then I'll give you also a 20-minute session, nutrition session. Okay, so again, thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. It really means a lot to me. And I'm going to try to respond to everybody's, but stay tuned for your sun sign as it relates to your nutrition. This is Medical Astrology on Eating for Meaning. Thank you. Hi, Leo. How are you today? So we're talking today about medical astrology, how it pertains to your nutrition, so what you should eat. And astrology has always been used for predicting good fortune, marriage, wealth, etc. But without good health, where would we be in these areas of our life? So your health is in fact your wealth, and especially if you are planning on opening up your mind to the spiritual aspect of what's going on in these changing times that we're living in right now, then medical astrology can really help you in understanding what your susceptibilities are with your health, as well as how to prevent any long-term conditions that might develop if you were to ignore those problems, excuse me, or if you were just to suppress those problems. So medical astrologers say that the science of medical astrology deals with various diseases, and unless the science moves beyond medical knowledge, there are less chances of improvement in the human health. And I agree with this. We really need to look holistically at the body, the mind, the spirit as one being, and how we're influenced by our environment, both our external environment as well as our internal environment, how we live our life, what degree of health we're born with or conceived with, and then also how we handle any small health situations that arise. This really makes up what our long-term health will be. So a combination of these factors. So when we read, so I'm not an astrologer, I'm a naturopathic doctor and a nutritionist, but in naturopathic medicine, we look to see how the body systems are breaking down or which body systems are strong and compensating for the weaker ones by looking at symptoms and how those symptoms relate in terms of which organ system they come from. And therefore, we can predict based on symptoms that are happening right now, even when there's no illness, what the result of that progress, the disease progression, could be in that individual. Okay. So the position of various planets, stars, your moon affects your mood as well as your health conditions. So if you have your moon in Leo, then you're generally healthy. However, you can be affected by what they call sudden giddiness, which is too much joy. That could even be mania. So Leos can experience bipolar depression with the mania component as being worse. So that's putting yourself in the position where you're overspending or gambling or engaging in promiscuous activity. So if this is going on, then this is really an imbalance in the heart and more in the emotional center of the heart. So there's a condition called broken heart syndrome. It's stress-related cardiomyopathy. And this is when we get a pain in our heart that feels like it can actually feel like there's a heart attack. But anytime we hear bad news, or if we get a shock or a fright or a trauma, or if we're left or abandoned, maybe this happened when we were children, this feeling in the heart can come back. And Leos are susceptible to that. So it's really important to protect your emotions concerning your heart. So, the way that we can protect our emotions is to express how we feel in a non domineering way. Leos are very passionate, but they also need to become vulnerable and find people that they trust so that they can express themselves. We don't want things to manifest because we've been brokenhearted and therefore we can never trust again, or if we're stuck in old patterns. So, some therapy, some hypnosis, some energy work can really help a Leo move through these patterns. That doesn't have anything to do with food. When it comes to the actual structure of the heart, the muscle of the heart, we want to make sure that we're having enough protein in the diet. So that's the essential amino acids that we need every day. And there's certain amino acids that are better for the heart: carnitine, acetyl L-carnitine or L-carnitine, taurine, glycine. These amino acids, we want to make sure that we're getting them. Arginine, very good for the heart and the blood pressure, lowering it. So if we eat foods that increase nitric oxide, like garlic and beets and leafy greens, then we're also increasing our nitric oxide production, we're increasing our arginine levels, and therefore we're relaxing the heartbeat. There's certain herbs that also help to relax the heartbeat and the blood pressure, such as hawthorn berry, or Crataegus, very important. Again, garlic, Arjuna, which is an Ayurvedic herb, very good for circulation. Leos have a tendency towards heart and blood disorders, so there could be increased inflammation in the blood. So we really want to take garlic and turmeric, and all the berries are very, very important. So that's blackberries, blueberries, organic grapes for the resveratrol nutrients. Very important to keep the blood pressure under control and to keep the circulation going. So you want to avoid too much calcium, especially calcium supplements, but too much dairy, which causes inflammation, and the calcium can circulate in the blood, but doesn't actually go into the bones where you really need it. So you want to increase foods that have vitamin K2 in it. So vitamin K2 is generated from vitamin K1, which is found in spinach and all the dark leafy greens, Swiss chard, especially when they're cooked, there's more vitamin K. And we balance out the vitamin K with the antioxidants from the blueberries and the not just the anything that's purple actually. So that's beets, that's purple cabbage, that's blue potatoes. So any foods that are in that blue family tend to kind of thin the blood a little bit and reduce inflammation. And then the vitamin K's, that's in the green leafy vegetables, helps to increase clotting. So we need a balance of this. We don't only need one or the other. So vitamin K converts into vitamin K2 in the intestine as long as there's enough probiotics. So it's also important to make sure that you're getting foods with good bacteria in them. Now, this is the case for almost every sign. We all have to work on our microbiome because it's something that's really breaking down and exposing us to more toxins and chemicals and food allergens than it would otherwise if we had a good barrier protection in our intestines. So you want to make sure that you're having other amino acids like glutamine. If this is any kind of problem, that's also good for the heart. It's also good for sleep, but it's most important, and it's also good for muscles. But it's also good for the repairing the intestine. And probiotics, of course, are the good bacteria that help convert vitamin K1 into vitamin K2. They help to make vitamin B12 in the system, and they also help to repopulate the immune system in the digestive tract and are so important for the production of serotonin in our brain. So we can make our neurotransmitters, and also related to our ghrelin, which is our appetite stimulant hormone, and leptin, which is our appetite suppressant hormone. And so we need to have enough probiotics. So probiotics are found in apple cider vinegar, which has been raw and unfiltered; kombucha, which is raw, it has to be raw; yogurt, which has active probiotics in it. I recommend organic and plain yogurt. It's also found in sauerkrauts, fermented vegetables that are in the fridge only. So borscht, Bubba's pickles, kimchi, and all these olives, but they have to be properly fermented. They can't be in white vinegar. They can't be on the shelf. There's a huge difference between those types of foods. So Leos, instead of expressing themselves, tend to bury their feelings by overindulging in wine and food, and oftentimes suffer from indigestion. So indigestion comes from overindulging. So if you're a Leo, then you want to make sure to take a break, to detoxify. If you do get indigestion, don't just pop a Tums or an antacid. You want to take digestive enzymes. You want to, or apple cider vinegar. You want to try to help facilitate that breakdown of food so that you're not getting it, and then that can be compounded with stress as well. So Leos can have high blood pressure and heart disorders, as I mentioned, and I mentioned several nutrients and foods already that you should have for heart, but also omega-3s. So the omega-3s from the fatty fishes, that's wild salmon, albacore tuna, small mackerels, herrings, sardines, and anchovies. So those are the foods with the highest amounts of omega-3s. Now, other good fats come from coconut and avocado and pasture-raised eggs. Those tend to increase cholesterol less, but it's not really the cholesterol that causes the heart problems, it's the inflammation in the arteries. And so if you're not having the antioxidant foods, if you don't have enough vitamin E and vitamin D in your system, you get vitamin E from avocados, you get it from wheat germ, you get it from seeds like pumpkin seeds and squash seeds and sunflower seeds. So you really, and walnuts. So you really want to make sure that you're having those sources of omega-3, which also have vitamin E in it. Vitamin E has really gotten a bad rap in the news because they use bad supplements like based from petroleum in order to supplement patients with vitamin E. But vitamin E really should be extracted from food, from natural sources. Why would we ever think that a vitamin E extracted from petroleum could be beneficial? Okay, so when Leos get sick, they become very frightened and immediately rush to a doctor. And so you want to kind of try to quell the fear a little bit because the fear itself can cause problems, especially problems in the kidney, problems which relate to pain in the lower back or in the spinal cord, inflammations in the heart. Okay, so infections. And so again, you want to try to lower your CRP levels with these dark berries, with the garlic, with the cayenne pepper, with the turmeric, the arjuna. Really important to include all of these nutrients and lots of fresh vegetables. Females should undergo gynecological tests more often because they might get inflammations or they might. So in order to keep your gynecological system clear, there's certain things that are good, such as flax seeds, such as beans and legumes and sprouts, especially sprouted and fermented soy. It has to be organic. Never eat conventional soy if you can avoid it. But organic and sprouted or fermented soy, so soy sprouts, tempeh, natto, miso, which is organic and unpasteurized, very good for female Leos. Leos might actually spend a lot of, or Leo moons might actually spend a lot of money treating their back. So it's good and important to invest in shoes. It's important to do energy work, massage, and to make sure that you're drinking enough water so that you're flushing out your kidneys, so that you don't have kind of undiagnosed lower back pain. You also want to stretch, make sure that you're exercising because Leos do benefit from having good muscle mass and exercise in relate to their tension levels. Sleep is also very important, especially for the Leo that's prone to mania. And so then if the Leo's in your sun, if it's your sun sign, the sun is the fifth zodiac sign, Leo, there's chances of issues concerning the spine, again, the heart and the back, mostly on the right side of the body. So if you notice issues on your right side of the body. Now, things for the spine, it's keeping up your vitamin C so that your body's making collagen, so that you're stretching and strengthening and supporting, making sure that your bones are strong and your muscles are strong so that they're supporting your spine, doing deep breathing exercises so that you're elongating your spine without having to only focus on muscle buildup. Building muscle through the gym, can be good, but it's good to focus on posture and breathing as a way to strengthen our spine and strengthen the muscles around our spine so that our posture is good. Strokes, heart attacks, injuries, all related to stress, and then inflammation in the arteries, as I mentioned, similar with Leo's sun and moon. And pregnant women could engage in chiropractic, so to help protect their spine, or massage, or bone therapy, or craniosacral therapy, one of these kinds of therapies. So Leos are really, it's really important that you take care of your physical body through energy work and massage and touch therapy. So Leo governs the circulatory system as well as the heart. And so you want to make sure that your physical fitness is good, so that your blood is always moving, so that you're oxygenating your tissues, so that your heart's not. Now, Leos can also be over-exercisers, so they can suffer from cardiomegaly, which is an enlarged heart, and this can result in sudden heart attacks. You want to make sure that you're having enough magnesium and enough electrolytes after you work out so that you're repairing yourself. Sorry, my heat is going off, and it's a hot water radiator, so I hope it's not noisy. Um, so disappointments, again, emotional disappointments can directly affect the heart in Leos. Leos are more likely to have heart attacks. So you always want to make sure that your blood pressure is a good level. Exercising also keeps your blood pressure low. Also, self-regulating. So this is heart math, or this is taking a deep breath. So it takes you 10 seconds to take a breath in and out. So 5 in, 5 out. You do that for a minute. And while you do that, you think of something that's very positive. Okay, Leos? It's really important to regulate your emotions and your stress levels so that it does not affect your heart. Because Leos can suffer from heart attacks in their 40s, so you want to be careful of that. Leos can also suffer from infections or inflammation in the veins, and so varicose veins. So citrus bioflavonoids, so in citrus, so that would be in grapefruits and the pith of the grapefruit, like the white part, same as the orange, the part that people generally peel off. That's where it's the most valuable. Also, I recommend a supplement called OPC3, which is pycnogenol from white pine bark, and it's got grapeseed extract, resveratrol, and citrus bioflavonoids, as well as bilberry, in order to reduce inflammation, lowers CRP, uh, C-reactive protein in the arteries, but also in the veins. So Leos can also experience tingling sensations in their fingers and their toes. So it's important to move. It's important to have these berries, these citrus bioflavonoids, sources of vitamin C. So all the colors in the rainbow, especially the red, orange, and yellow ones. And also make sure that you've got enough B12. B12 in your diet. So nutritional yeast is fortified with B12. Animal products, meats have B12. Leafy green vegetables, avocado have B12. So make sure that you're eating those from time to time, if not every day. Okay, Leo? Have a great one.